If a single night could rewrite your entire future, this is the night I wish I could erase. Hello, I'm Malene Matty Carter. Before I dive into everything that happened, thank you for being here. If you enjoy raw, true confessional stories, hit subscribe and stay a while. Your comments keep me grounded. This one night changed my life forever. Ethan Riley was the kind of husband people admired without even understanding why. Tall in a way that made door frames feel small, steady hands that could fix anything, and a laugh that could fill a room and lift everyone's spirits. He kissed my forehead every morning, brought coffee on slow Sundays, never forgot an anniversary, and smelled like home. From the outside, we looked like a marriage that had gracefully survived 12 years. From the inside, I was quietly empty, unable to tell him without breaking him. The reunion seemed innocent at first, a rooftop bar in downtown Atlanta, string lights glowing, live jazz playing, old memories waiting to surface. Ethan was in New York meeting investors. He hugged me, laughed, and left me feeling safe in a way that made me ashamed for hours afterward. Old friends arrived. Laughter cracked open old wounds, and in a crowd scented with perfume and nostalgia, I ran into Logan Hale, my high school songwriting, heart-stealing mistake. He had aged, gained presence, carried a shadow of melancholy softened by that grin that once made me reckless. The flirtation started gentle. Shared jokes, remembered secrets, his hand finding my waist like it belonged there. I should have left. I didn't. One hotel room. One devastating decision. Not a love story, just a night that swallowed me whole and spit me out. When I woke up, guilt hit like a physical force. I burned the clothes. I cried until my chest ached. I promised myself it would stay hidden. A shameful secret, buried in silence. But secrets have life, they breathe, they leak, and sometimes, they knock. 3 days later, a message arrived: "You're not as good at hiding things as you think." The photos showed me and Logan in the elevator. Blurry, but catastrophic. My hands went ice cold. A second message followed: "Do exactly what I say, or your perfect husband sees it all." Blackmail began as a whisper and quickly became a noose around my neck. At first, the demands were small, humiliating. Withdraw cash, cancel plans, delete photos. I obeyed because fear feels like the only cure. I shrank. Ethan noticed. He asked if I was okay. I lied, blamed stress and obligations, while my stomach twisted around the secret that could destroy everything. Then the messages escalated. "Meet me Saturday night. No phone. Dress nicely." I thought of the police, but how do you tell an officer that you cheated and now someone has proof? It felt impossible. The meeting was set in a dark parking lot behind a coffee shop. My hands shook so badly I nearly dropped the keys. When the car pulled up and the window rolled down, my blood ran cold. Ryan Whitman, our neighbor who mowed the lawn when Ethan traveled, who smiled too easily, who once carried me inside when I'd had too much to drink, sat there like a calm, dangerous predator. I knew him. But not this version, the one who smiled and said, "You're not very good at hiding things." Ryan didn't want money. He wanted control, possession, proof that I would remain silent and available whenever he wished. Disbelief sickened me. This was no longer about guilt. This was ownership. I got in the car because the only alternative was shattering our life publicly. After that night, Ryan's grip tightened. Cameras, files, a flash drive with footage that burned my face with shame. He sent videos, whispered threats about our son and neighborhood gossip, and casually warned that one group text could ruin everything. Fear became a constant shadow. Sleep vanished. I lost weight. Ethan noticed my distance. Suspicion finally flickered in his eyes. With tenderness sharp as a blade, he asked if I still loved him. I lied. I said, "Just tired." He kissed my head and promised to carry the burdens I could not. That promise nearly destroyed me. But survival breeds cunning. I became something I never imagined, a strategist, while still looking like a frightened wife. I quietly investigated Ryan's past. Restraining orders, whispered harassment allegations, a pattern of moving towns when trouble came. I enlisted a college friend in digital forensics. The flash drive revealed horrors worse than I imagined. Ryan had a system. Women in hotels, Conversations edited into folders, trophies catalogued. He wasn't a one-night predator, he was a methodical hunter. I stopped responding. I let his arrogance make him careless. He came to a neighborhood barbecue, red-faced and threatening. I met him calmly. I anonymously sent files to people who could stop him, an ex-wife, HR at his job, women unknowingly recorded. I deleted what I could, burned the rest. The consequences hit. Ryan was fired. His family disappeared one night. The neighborhood stitched together their versions of the story. I stayed silent. The truth was jagged, too dangerous to expose fully. Weeks later, Ethan found a buried text on my iPad. He read it and left. 3 days of silence hollowed the house. On the 4th morning, he returned, grief etched in every line of his face. He said he believed I'd been threatened, used, but couldn't forget the betrayal. He needed space, packed a bag, and went to his brother's. I didn't stop him. Time was all I had. Now I sit on our porch, watching the neighborhood move on as if nothing monumental happened. Lawnmowers hum, children yell, life continues while mine echoes. I tell myself I won the war with Ryan, that I protected my family. But the empty space beside me is proof of what one night cost, not just trust, but small, intimate moments. The way Ethan once looked at me, the rituals of marriage now heavy with choice and consequence. If you ever think one mistake can stay buried, remember this: secrets breathe. Sometimes, they return for blood. I saved my family from a predator, but I paid with a piece of myself that believed love was simple and safe. I don't know if we will heal. But every time the phone buzzes, my heart flinches. And I hate that I taught it to fear.